Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Community Matters. I'm your host, Abul Hasnath, on Saturday night, the 2nd of April. Community Matters, the show that I come on every so often to come and talk about community matters, because you, the community, are the ones that matter. What will I be talking about today? Well, I'm sure you're going to see it across the screen shortly, the topic that we got today. But I want to make you ponder a bit before I introduce my guest today and the subject we're talking about. Put yourself in the scenario. For you young men that just got married and you've got wives that are expecting. So you're in the household. You've got your in-laws that have come over, and you've got your parents that are there, and maybe some older siblings, and your wife's pregnant and she's feeling a bit uneasy. Now, do you turn around and say to them, she's pregnant, she needs to go upstairs? Or do you actually flog it off by saying, oh, she's unwell, and shift it across? It seems like the topic of maternity, the topic of pregnancy, is somewhat of a taboo. You know, to me, maybe the word Voldemort gets more respect than the word maternity. Anyway, we are going to be talking about maternal care. I'm going to say very little because I've got 4 young gentlemen with me that are doing an absolute marvellous project, and I think I've not even heard enough about it. Just like you guys, I know nothing about it. I'm going to let these guys do the talking and tell us what it's all about, and maybe help us break this little taboo, break this little stigma against the word maternity, because is it not about life? Should we not be honouring life? Inshallah, by the will of the Lord, we should be talking about this today. Over to my right, I have Akil. Welcome to the show, Akil. Akil, I'm going to ask you, because I've only literally just met you, so I think our audience need to know a bit more about it. So tell us your full name and what you're doing at the moment.
Okay, so my name is Akil Mahmoud Jaigida, and I'm a medical student at King's College London, and I'm the founder of the UK charity MAA.
The UK charity MAA, excellent. We're going to come on to the UK charity MAA, because what I want to ask is, I mean, the line of medicine, what made you decide to go along that line?
Everybody would probably say it's the Asian thing. You know, when you're a kid, your mom goes and your dad goes, you need to do medicine. But for me, it was something else. I just love science.
Right.
And I thought, okay, I like talking to people and I like science. What makes sense? Medicine. And I did a bit of work experience here and there, and I found that the healthcare in the UK is amazing. And I wanted to be a part of it. And that was one of the reasons why I chose to do medicine.
Excellent. So it's not a Bengali thing where, you know, that's it, doctor, full stop. No, you've done it for your own reasons, which is good. Over to Afara, introduce yourself just for the moment, and we're going to go around and introduce you. You are?
Labib Hussain.
Labib Hussain, okay. And if I go over to my left, I have?
My name is Amador Chowdhury.
Amador Chowdhury, and over to my far left?
My name is Abdul Rayed.
I'm going to give all you guys an opportunity to tell our audience who you are, what you do, and what MAA is all about. But I think, just to let you guys know, MAA is obviously a very special project, and it's a voluntary thing. It's going back to the community. That's what our show's about. And I think this young man on the right just had a conversation with it, and I think I want that shared across the whole of the nation that are watching NTV Europe today. Akil, I mean, MAA, this was inspired by your experience. Now, start from scratch. You're a young man. I know you're not married and you don't have any children, but you've obviously been in maternity, in a labour situation. So tell us a bit about your experience.
To do this, I need to go back about 2 years. I just finished my first year of medicine, and it was my summer holidays, and I thought, what should I do? And I haven't been Bangladesh for quite a bit of time, so I thought, let me go back. I'll see the family and also see the healthcare, because I was quite interested to know the difference between the UK healthcare and the Bangladesh healthcare. So when I was there, I got a call one day and I said, do you want to come and witness a cesarean? And I thought, you know what, why not? I haven't seen surgery before. I was quite excited, but I was a bit nervous at the same time, because I didn't know what to expect. And so before going to surgery, I knew the basics. You have to wash your hands. So I'm there washing my hands. And the nurse comes up to me and says, what are you doing? And I go, I'm washing my hands.
And she was shocked at you washing your hand.
Yeah, and I was just washing my hands, and she goes, you don't need to wash your hands. And I thought, wait, I know I'm just a first-year medical student, but there's something definitely wrong here. And she goes, no, just take your shoes off and wear these butter sandals. I think everybody knows the butter sandals.
The actual butter sandals.
Yeah, the actual butter sandals.
You're getting a bit of promotion from us.
And I thought, okay, I continue washing my hands, of course. And then I wore my butter sandals, and I just walked in. And it was quite a big room, but it was very cluttered. And in the center of the room, there was 2 heavily due pregnant mothers. And one was unconscious, and the other one was conscious. Now, the unconscious pregnant mother, she was in a very critical condition. so the whole team huddled around her, and they were gonna perform on her first. So the lead doctor over there was a female doctor, and she was wearing a salma kameez, and she literally gets a knife and slices open the stomach.
Wow.
Yeah, and blood started pouring everywhere, and it was just all over salma kameez, and she's just pulling and tugging, and I'm like, whoa. And then she looks at me, and she goes, if you want to see this, come to the front. And she basically drags me to the front. She's like, come and see this. So I'm just there in front, and I'm thinking, this is a bit crazy. But I thought, okay, wow, this is medicine. This is how medicine is. This is what I signed up for. And then she looks at me again, and she goes, what year are you in? And I go, I just finished my first year of medicine. And she goes, wait, you're just a first year? And have you ever seen surgery before? And I go, no, I've never seen surgery before. And she says, and then she was a bit angry, and she goes, go take a seat. And I go, no, I'm okay, like, I can do this. And she goes, no, take a seat and then come back in. I think you should do this. So I go take a seat, and I'm thinking, no, I can do this. Let me just get back in. So I took a 30-second break, and I just got back in. And there again, she's pulling and tugging. There again, she's pulling and tugging. And eventually, she puts her hand in. And she was just going to pull out. And at that moment, I was just frozen. I was like, wow, this is the moment when you see a newborn baby come into existence.
Wow.
And she puts her hand in, and she takes the baby out, and the nurse comes with a metal tray, and she places the baby on a metal tray, and the nurse comes and places the metal tray right next to me, on the table right next to me. And then something was wrong. I could just feel it there, something was wrong. And I look over the metal tray, and I see on that metal tray was a dead baby. And then I see the mother bleeding to death. And from the corridor, I heard, because the nurse went in, and I saw the nurse breaking the news to the dad, and I heard the dad crying because he just heard his baby boy passed away, and potentially his wife is going to pass away. I remember that while all this was happening, remember the conscious lady who was in the room? She was witnessing everything that was going on, and she was going through the cesarean in a couple of minutes. And after that point, I kind of froze, and I was like, you know what, I need to do something about this. So I was in a busy Bangladeshi bazaar, and I thought, I can either make this an experience, or I can do something about it. And I came back to the UK, and I went back to my uni at King's College, and I went to a bunch of students, and I told them my story. And eventually, I got together one of the most amazing teams you could possibly get together. 3 of them are here right now. The rest are watching at home. And for those who are watching at home, I just want to say thank you for supporting MAA and making this possible. And I hope I can do justice tonight, and I hope we can do an amazing work in the future from your effort.
What's your role in MAA then? What's your actual position? I mean, clearly from this, you are the founder, but today, what are you doing?
Today, I want to create awareness. I think the most important thing tonight is to go over and make awareness in the Bangladesh community, and tell people who are maybe born here like myself, and I think everybody here are born here. They don't know the situation back in Bangladesh, and I want to make that aware tonight, and that's my role for tonight.
And your position in MAA?
I'm the chairman of MAA.
You're the chairman. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back to you as a chair, and I think that, you know, alhamdulillah, that's a beautiful experience, and you know, for many of us, that's probably never going to happen, or once in a lifetime. So, you know, lots of blessings in what Akhil's going to do, and you can see that's a very sincere intention. I understand I have a caller on the line. I'm going to take this quick one call and see, maybe we've got some questions. Just to let all the callers know, we have got medical students here, but they're not here to provide advice. So maybe if you want to share an experience with us quickly, that would be fine. So caller on line 1, can you hear me? Sounds like we've lost the line, so that's fine. We'll probably be taking calls in the final segment, so don't go away. Do try again. But I think I need the rest of the guys here to be introduced. So I'm going to go over to you, Labib. Welcome to NTV, and it sounds like, you know, Akhil's given us an outlay of the good work you're doing. So I'm going to ask you, I mean, what are you doing at the moment? Take MAA out of the equation.
So at the moment, I'm a full-time medical student, like these guys as well, and alongside that, just trying to get involved in things in and around the community.
And where are you studying?
At the moment, studying at King's College London.
And all of you guys are in King's College London?
Yeah.
Yep. Excellent. Okay. So now let's go to MAA. So your role in MAA?
So my role in MAA, I'm part of the community development team, and what that sort of entails is, you know, looking at how are we going to get, you know, people here. Ideally, what I mean by that is students at UK-based universities. How are we going to get these guys together in the sense that, you know, let's work towards a common goal, identifying some of the common issues that might be out there in the society and looking at practical ways in which, you know, we might be able to sort of help MAA grow in that sense.
Oh, excellent. So really, community development, similar to what the actual community development is and community engagement, you're out there just to spread the word and see if you can get some commitments, yeah?
Essentially, yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, I'm going to go over to my left. Hamdor, medical student as well?
Yep, third year medical student.
And how long have you been involved in MAA?
So I've just got recently actually involved with MAA. The boss over there has actually allocated me as the academic advisory.
Academic advisory.
So
I'm going to ask you a question before you tell us what you do. You've only come on recently, so what inspired you?
So again, it was his story. So if you listen to that story, I think everyone is actually shocked by that. I mean, to just look at the difference between Bangladesh and the UK and to see such a significant gap between the two, it's just shocking. And it's part of our sort of responsibilities, as we're all medical students. We're all learning about healthcare and how to address problems like this. So I think if we can go back and actually give back to our own community, it's actually useful.
You know what amazes me is, just speaking to the three of you, I haven't even come to Mr. Number 4 yet, but none of you guys are fathers yet. None of you guys have actually had a wife that's gone to labour, yet you are inspired and, you know, you're clearly aware of the deficiencies of Bangladesh when it comes to maternity care. And I'm assuming you've probably just witnessed that through your travels and family experience.
It's pretty much from research, from looking at and hearing other people's stories. From like Akil, I personally haven't been to Bangladesh in quite some time now.
Right.
So yeah.
I mean, but you've heard from family as well.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's the beauty of being Bengali, because you still share each other's stories,
exactly,
don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So before I interrupted you, your role in MAA.
Okay. So it's essentially, before you can solve a problem, you need to identify the problem. So when you look at the reports and everything coming from Bangladesh, if I told you now the mortality, so the death rate of mothers in Bangladesh is 21 times that in the UK.
Wow.
What does that tell you? It tells you that it's a very big problem that's in Bangladesh that needs addressing. So you can address it like that. And then you're going to look at the actual possible solutions that are out there. Look at how other countries have dealt with the situation in similar circumstances, and then to see how MAA can actually strategize it and to see how we can implement it in a sort of effective manner that's simple yet effective.
Alhamdulillah, that's good. I have a few minutes before we're going to take a quick little break, so I'm going to go over to my far side. Young man, do you want to introduce yourself and what you're doing at the moment?
My name is Abul Hasnath. Alhamdulillah, I'm a medical student with these brothers here as well. In terms of MAA, I play the role of treasurer. But I think the beauty about MAA is we go beyond titles. And my job is essentially, with the money we raise and the money we can get from people, we find solutions and sustainable ways to tackle some of these problems. And as Amadou mentioned, and some of the work the team have done, which is excellent, we try to find solutions on how we can reduce this mortality, how we can reduce these lives, and how we can save mothers' lives in the most cost-effective and simple way that's sustainable for Bangladesh, and be able to go and deliver that. And yeah. Okay.
I mean, have you joined these guys from the beginning, or?
Yeah.
So you've been there from the beginning.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, when it comes to, I'm going to go on a break very shortly, but just to say, when it comes to these charitable groups and setting them up, the most difficult role taking on is the treasurer.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a beautiful cause. But have you felt the pressure of being the treasurer?
I think with every role there is a certain pressure that comes with it. But as he probably will tell you later, we've been doing a lot of community work, particularly with Bengalis and the community, for a long while now. And I do have experience with, in terms of financing projects and how's the best way to spend it. So I think I'll tell you. Yeah. Okay.
I think we're going to have to go for a quick break. But as you can see, I've introduced these guys and what they do. So we're going to go for a quick little break at the moment. Do I have a caller? Okay, I do have a caller. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take the caller on the line, and then after that we'll go for a break. So caller on line 1. Can you hear me?
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yes. I just wanted to talk about maternal health. By listening to the problems, I'd like to say thank you to the callers. No, thank you to the guest for coming and helping with the medical problems. Bangladesh is a corrupted country, you can understand, and the problem is the British people want to go there, but there's no light underneath the tunnel. So this is the main issue we have. There's loads of people who are getting out there, but the problem is in the hospitals they are charging, they're giving the wrong medicines, and this is what we need to understand. Like, I went to Bangladesh, and as soon as I was not well, going to the pharmacy, I asked for medication. Doctor, give me a big list of medication, and you can have so many side effects. They just want to sell. That's all they want in Bangladesh. They're not like the NHS in UK.
Thank you for that. Actually, it's something very worthwhile talking, and there's no doubt that the way the country's run, maybe the medical system, there's questions asked, and I'm hoping these lads that are around me at the moment, they're going to take a sincere route in actually hoping to maybe reduce that problem some way and find another way to tackle it. We're now going to go for a quick break. It's long overdue, so don't go away. We've got so much to talk about. I'll see you in a moment. Wassalamu alaikum.